Hello, one and all. Welcome back to Step Ahead with Ernie Rivera. I am your host, Ernie Rivera, and here at the show, we smash FUD like you smash the like button. So go ahead, click that like, subscribe, and smash that notification bell so that you get the new episodes as soon as they come out. Let's do this. But before we start, I have huge news. Okay, so check it out. I just got monetized. I just got put into the YouTube partnership program. Thank you so much to everyone who's watching, everyone clicking like, subscribe, hitting that notification bell. It is helping me out so much. I just got I passed my 1,000 subscribers, and I just got my 4,000 watch hours, and we are doing this. So thank you guys so much. One and all, friends and family, I love you. Let's get to the video. So I'd like to take a little break from all the crypto and stock videos we've been making, and I'd like to give some advice that's a little more practical, a little more down to earth, something we could all use. So let's do this. We're talking how to get rich, how to stay rich, and why skills do not equal wealth. So let's talk about it. Why do skills not equal wealth? We're all going to school, we're all doing our thing, we're all working out every day. We're hoping to gain these skills that'll give us an edge and help us land that job that'll make us wealthy, you know? Maybe we want to be an NBA player, maybe we want to be a rocket scientist, maybe we want to do this or do that. Why won't those skills equal wealth? Well, here's the thing. Skills can equal riches. They can. They don't always lead that way. I'd like to tell you real quick about where I grew up. I grew up in the city of LA, and I've known a lot of artists over the years, many artists, and so many of them were so super talented. I mean, ridiculously so. You know, were they famous? Were they wealthy? You know, some were. Many were not. And why is that? It's because they weren't studying wealth. Now, here's the thing. Let's say you're the number one athlete at your school, right? You just got drafted. You're gonna make all this money. Okay, that can make you riches, right? Does it equal wealth? Well, what is wealth? Wealth breaks down into this. It is how much money you can take so that you never have to work again, should you choose not to. Now, so many of these players, you know, they get out of their sport, they end up retiring, and a lot of them retire a lot sooner than they thought they would. And what happens to their wealth? It shrivels up. Well, it wasn't wealth to begin with; it was riches, because wealth, there's you know, that's there for good. Their riches shrivel up because they don't know how to hold on to their money. At the end of the day, it comes down to this. You know, there's an offense and there's a defense. We use skills so that hopefully we can get a little edge, and we can do the offense of the money making. You know, we also need the defense, how to keep it. And again, just because you have the skills, just because you're very talented, doesn't mean you're gonna get drafted. Doesn't mean you're gonna get a contract. Doesn't mean this or that. So you got to watch out for that. Why then are we after these skills? What do we hope to gain from it? We're after these skills because the schools tell us that we should be after these skills. They say go to school, get a job, you know, go to college, go to university, you know, make yourself known, and you'll be set. That is not always true. Now, what will make you set, what can make you set in this country that I'm living in, the United States, I can't speak for other countries, I don't know, but I'm speaking for this one because I live here. I think pretty much, basically, anyone's got a shot, but what do we got to learn then if it's not these skills, if it's not these job skills? We got to learn how to make money, and we got to learn how to keep money. We got to learn the art of money. You know, if you want to be a rich movie star, you know, so you study acting, it's not going to get you there. You know what you need to be studying? You need to be studying wealth management. You need to be studying networking. You need to be studying advertising. So many things that you don't ever think about. They say that it takes 10,000 hours to make you an expert in anything, and that is I'll say that's true. So if you want to be a movie star, so you study acting, you got to study all those other things. And if you want to be rich, then you don't study how to be a movie star. You don't study how to be the best basketball player, or the best MMA fighter, or the best rocket scientist, or the best whatever, best engineer, whatever. you study wealth. Study wealth for 10,000 hours. You know, they say that your 9 to 5 pays the bills, your 6 to 10 builds your empire. So we're building empires here today, and let's talk about that with the richest man in Los Angeles. Now, who is the richest man in Los Angeles? I'll tell you, right? It comes from this book, The Richest Man in Babylon, and you may or may not know about this. If you don't know about this, go read it. It's a critical read. It's called The Richest Man in Babylon. Go, 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 go. But I'm going to modernize it a little bit if I can. Let's call it The Richest Man in Los Angeles, my hometown. So there was this guy. He was a mechanic. He specialized on hooking up new rims on cars, right? That's what he did. And he was a master at this. And he was really upset. He was depressed one day because, you know what? He couldn't get his family out of a bad area. So despite his amazing work. So why couldn't he get him out of that bad area? Why couldn't he hook him up with good schooling? Why couldn't he hook him up with good food, good times, good everything? And he was wondering about this when he was talking to his friend. His friend came down. He wanted to borrow some money from the guy. The guy's like, dude, if I had money, I'd give it to you. I don't, so I can't. But the friend had an idea. He said, hey, didn't we grow up with Johnny, you know? And Johnny, he made a name for himself. He became the wealthiest dude we know. He became the wealthiest man in LA. How did Johnny do it? He grew up with us. You know, he was our people. So he didn't do any better in school than us. He didn't do any better with any of the teachers. He didn't do any better at sports. So how did Johnny become so rich? That's when they thought they'd ask Johnny. So they set an appointment to make some calls. They couldn't get through, so they talked to Johnny's mom. They still had the same number. So they talked to Johnny's mom, and Johnny heard. He said he'd spare a few minutes for his old friends. So Johnny comes down, and he's rolling. He's rolling in style, that's for sure. And he meets his friends who he misses. It's been a long time, but you know, Johnny hasn't had time. He's been focusing on his empire there, building the empire. So I say, dude, it's been a long time. It's been, you know, it's good to see you. We really need to ask you because we are broke as heck. So how did you do it? How did you become rich? And Johnny tells him the story where he met an older man. And because of a deal he made with him, the man shared with him the secrets. And the secrets are a lot simpler than you think. It boils down to this. Yes, you learn skills. You learn good skills. You go make a career for yourself. You do something you like to do, right? Well, then why weren't the other two rich? Because here's what they were not doing. They were not doing what Johnny was told to do, and that is to save at least 10% of every dime that you make, every penny that you make, you're saving and you're putting away 10% for a year, for however long, until it's a good sized pile. Is that it? Is that the secret to building wealth? No, because then when it's a big enough pile, when you're comfortable enough, when you're safe enough, you start investing it. So let's talk real quick about how to save that 10%. You're saying to me, Ernie, yo, I'm hand to mouth. How do I save 10%? And let me ask you a question. Let's say you're not paying rent, or maybe you are, whatever. But let's pick a number. Let's say $2,000. Are you living on $2,000 a month? Okay, you're living on $2,000 a month, and yeah, you're struggling, you're starving, and you're barely making it, right? Let me ask you this. Do you think you would really starve more if you were only using $1,800 instead of $2,000? I mean, yeah, it might be harder, maybe, but would you really starve that much more if you were using $1,800 instead of $2,000? No, it's probably basically the same. You can learn to live on less. So what do? You squirrel away that money, and a lot of how you squirrel away it is you make an inventory of how you're spending all your dimes. You know, you'll probably find a few places where you can spare some. You take that change and you put it away in the bank. You do whatever you need to. You put it under the mattress. I don't care. But the point is, you save up until you have a nice pile, and then you start investing it. You start putting it to work for yourself. And the richest man in LA, he's talking about how he had saved for a year and he built up a nice pile. He basically had a year's salary after saving for a year, 10% here and there, right? So he has his year's salary and he's thinking, how do I invest this? And he's like, okay, well, I'm going to invest in jewelry. You know, I'm gonna contact some jewelers online. I'm gonna buy some jewels, and I'm gonna start selling them. I'm gonna start flipping it, right? Now here's the thing. He went to some less than reputable sites, and he bought the jewelry with his money, and he got the jewels in return. The problem is that the jewels were not jewels. They were pieces of glass disguised as jewels. Let's put it another way. You know, you go and you want to buy a crypto. You're like, which crypto? I want big results, so I'm gonna buy one of these newer ones that has a bigger chance of going up. Right, but you buy from some people you don't know, they're planning to pump and dump. So guess what? You lost all your money. And why was that? Because even though he saved his money, his 10%, he wasn't seeking advice from people who were experts in that field. He wasn't looking for experts in the jewelry business. He wasn't looking for experts in the crypto business. That's a good way to lose your money. You need to be able to find someone who can mentor you, friends, good friends, people you trust, and you listen to their opinion, you weigh it. You know, if they're an expert in crypto and you happen to know them, you listen to them. You take in that information, right? You take in that information. If they're an expert in stocks, you know, figure out which stocks they're doing, right? And I'm not saying copy them, because at the end of the day, it has to come from you. You have to understand everything you invest in. I'm not just saying these things. I'm saying you have to understand everything you invest in. So if you think you know crypto, you studied for long enough, you go and you invest in crypto. You think you understand tech, and invest in tech. You understand real estate, invest in real estate. Do one of these things, right? And over time, piles will build up. What do you do once you start building some money up, right? I know it's going to be tempting to go out there, buy a couple watches, buy a new car, you know, eat at some nicer restaurants. Don't, because you can't afford to yet. You think you can, you can't. Because if you spent that money and then an emergency came up, you'd be back in the same place. So what do? We invest and we invest and we invest our 10% over and over and over into things we understand, until guess what? Until our little monies are having money babies, having new monies for us. They're creating new monies. Money is creating money, and this happens, and it's an awesome thing, especially if you know about compound interest, which is a story for another day. But the point is, save your money, invest your money, and wait over time. My last little key from this book, The Richest Man in Babylon / The Richest Man in Los Angeles. Here's the thing, right? Let's say you have all your investments in housing, right? In real estate, and the real estate market takes a dive, especially if your property's not paid off. Even if it is paid off, you still have to pay taxes on it yearly. So guess what? You could lose everything. You know, let's say you're working at a job for 40 years, or, you know, let's say a little less for the sake of the story, but let's say you're working at a job for 30 years, you've been loyal, right? And all of a sudden they feel like firing you. What do you do? It was a well-paying job, but they fire you. What do you do? The key is this: have multiple streams of income. You are building your money, multiple streams of income. Yeah, maybe you want to have a job, or maybe you want to have your own business, or maybe you want to have 5 businesses. Maybe you want to invest in real estate. Maybe you want to invest in crypto. Maybe you want to invest in stocks. You need to be doing a little bit of everything as far as your understanding goes, you know? You want to have money come in from different places. That way, if 20% of your income dies, if you're doing 5 things and like one of them just dies, guess what? You still have 80% going. That's still a B. That's not bad, and that's only for the short term. You're building it up. I think it's a good way to go, you know. And I'm not financial advisor. I know we have to say these things, but the fact is, I'm just some guy with some idea of what I'm doing in my own life. I can't necessarily advise you, but I'm giving hints. I'm giving suggestions. I'm giving I'm giving my own experience. You know, obviously, look into these things for yourselves. I'm not telling you what to invest in. I'm telling you invest. Put your money away little time, little at a time, little at a time. It builds up. So that's all I want to say. I hope you guys are having a great day, and I love you all. Take care.